Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players.
Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at one very cool deck in the standard format and also a pretty cheap deck that you can use to play. It's a Golduck Octillery Starmie deck. So Golduck is a 90 HP stage 1 Pokemon, evolves from the Psyduck. And with a double jet, possibly you can strike for 120, discarding 2 water energies from your hand. And with addition of the Professor Sycamore and card with the name Choice Band from the latest set, we can actually attack for 170 GX or EX Pokemon. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough for the one-hit knockout against GX or EXs with more than 170 or 180 plus HP, but still, it will be enough for the one-hit knockout against 170 or less. On the other side, we're going to trade 1 price for 2 price cards, so still I feel how this is going to be pretty good. The reason why I'm not running the Jolteon and Flareon is mainly because in that case probably I would just destroy consistency of the deck. I wouldn't be able to run 2 Field Blowers and 2 Rescue Stretchers. Field Blower is a very important card, especially against Garbodor or Garbotoxin. On the other side, Rescue Stretcher is a very important card also in this build. So that's the mainly reason. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, and if you maybe want to have better matchups and maybe one-hit knockout against decks like Lurantis for the one-hit knockout, for the Solgaleo, you can definitely take at least 1 copy of Eevee, 1 copy of Jolteon, 1 copy of Flareon, and then you can simply remove maybe 1 of each Remoraid and Octillery, and maybe even remove 1 copy of the Level Ball, or maybe even just remove all Trainer's Mails and just increase 1 copy of N, but that's just up to you. Definitely that can help you against matchups against these decks, so just wanting to point you in that direction. So I'm running 4-4 line of the Psyduck and the Golduck as our main attacker. Also, in addition to that, running 2 copies of the Remoraid and 2 copies of Octillery, and 2 copies of Staryu and 2 copies of Starmie. So that's pretty much all from the Pokemons. In addition to that, I'm also going to run 4 copies of Dieball and 2 Level Balls, so I can basically search my deck for any of these Pokemons that you can see right here. With a Level Ball, we can also grab any of these Pokemons because they are all 90 HP or less. Escape Rope is here, very important. Mainly because we can force our opponent maybe to promote Shim from his bench, or Tapu Lele, for example, for double prize knockout, so I kind of like that. Also maybe to avoid Crystal Ray Glacian, for example. 2 copies of Field Blowers, 2 copies of Rescue Stretchers, no sign of the Super Road because we really don't need Super Road as long as we have Starmie here. We can simply Space Beacon for the energies. 2 copies of Trainer's Mails, 4 copies of the VS Seekers, so we can just grab supporter card from a discard pile and put into our hand, and also 2 copies of the Brooklight Hill. Once per turn we can just search a deck for a basic water Pokemon and put it onto our bench, so I kind of like that because it will allow us to dramatically accelerate our bench. On the other side, if you don't feel comfortable running this card, if you want to maybe play a little bit disruptive and defending, you can definitely take 2 copies of Silent Lab. Turn 1 Silent Lab in this build should also be pretty strong. 1 copy of Ace Trainer, 1 copy of Hexmaniac from the supporter lines. Hexmaniac is a very good card. It can help us definitely to shut down our opponent abilities. Same as the Lysander, where we can just use it to Lysander one of our opponent Pokemons. In play, 3 copies of N for the draw support, and also 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, discard hand draw 7. Pokemon Ranger is here mainly because we only have Evolution Stage 1 Pokemon to attack, which is a Golduck. And basically, as long as we have Golduck in play, we can't deal any damage to our opponent Glaceon if he managed to use that Crystal Ray, so that's the reason why we definitely need to have the Pokemon Ranger. Also 1 copy of Kukui, which can allows us to strike for 20 more, and teammates, after we get the knockout, we can just search our deck for any 2 cards and put them into our hand. 4 tool cards, 2 of them are going to be Choice Bands, and 2 of them are going to be Flowstone, and then I'm running 8 energies, 2 of them are going to be just Splash energies. So we can just put back the Pokemon who is knocked out with the Splash energies back to our hand. Sometimes it can be very good. So we can just pull back our Golduck line. And of course, 6 basic water energies. so we can basically use them to attack with our double jet for like 60 or 120, depending on how many energies we can discard in that way. If you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on ccgcastle.com. The link is provided in my video description. Also, you can trade your bulk for the one of the latest Sun and Moon booster boxes, which will be shipped to you worldwide for free, so make sure to check video description. Also, from now on, you can trade your bulk for the and pre-order the latest, I think it's Bandit Rising or something like that, the name of the latest booster box, Sun and Moon set version 3. But everything can be found in my video description, just in case if you're wondering how to do that. So let's do one game test so you can actually see how this deck will perform in action. For today's video, I'm also going to publish Golduck deck with the evolutions, so also stay tuned for that. If you already didn't subscribe to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button to subscribe, of course, and to support me directly by doing that. So see you in the game. Alright, so let's wait a moment and see what we can get on the coin flip. Tails. Looks like I'm gonna start second, but that's pretty cool. Especially if I can open with my Psyduck, because I can use Confuse Wave and Confuse both Pokemons in play. Which means my opponent will still need to flip a coin to get heads to use his attack. So far, 2 extra cards available for my opponent, and I really don't like that, but at least there is a Psyduck and Remoraid, so pretty promising and very decent start. Okay, so there's also Splash Energy available in my hand. I really like the Splash Energy, mainly because you can get the knockout with Splash Energy attached to one of your Pokemons in play, and when that happens, you can simply put that Pokemon back into your hand. Oh, this is pretty cool. It looks like I'm gonna play with the Golduck against Passimian, so 2 Roach decks will perform one against other. I think that Passimian might have slight advantage here, but that's just so far he managed to put 2 Passimians on the bench, and he had 1 in the active spot. As long as I can keep him out with my Confuse, out of the chance to attack, that's gonna be just perfectly fine. So there's a Rescue Stretcher, and he can put that Zorua back into his hand. So that Acrobike was like you are driving 2 cards. Pretty cool. And there's another Acrobike. Alright. So I can chill out a little bit until my opponent managed to put so many different cards. Oh, there's 2 copies of Floatstones. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna need my Field Blower so I can disrupt his... Zorua here. So let's just go with the Sycamore for 7, of course. Will there be a Field Blower? So far I can't see one of them. So I'm gonna grab myself... yeah, definitely Psyduck. Then I'm gonna Trainer's Mail, and there's just a Choice Band. Not worth to attach the Choice Band yet, to be honest. So let's just try to confuse that Zorua. Maybe he's not gonna be able to put that Zoroark in play. I wish I was able to find somehow my Field Blower, so I can basically discard that Floatstone attached on his Zoroark. But that didn't happen, and there we go with the Field Blower from my opponent's side. Alright, so he also decided to discard Stadium and my Floatstone. So there's a V-Seeker, which means it's gonna be V-Seeker for Professor Sycamore, and he will grab 7 fresh cards back to his hand. If he missed the opportunity to find that double Color's Energy, but nope, there we go, there's a double Color's Energy, and that's gonna be the Mind Jack, exactly enough for the knockout. The good thing is that I'm gonna just bring back my Psyduck into my hand, so I can just put it back to my bench. That's the huge advantage. And even better, I have my Golduck available. Of course, this is going to be one choice band and one rescue stretcher, so I can put my Octillery from my discard pile back to my hand. I can mainly Abyssal hand for only one card, which I'm definitely going to do in this situation. I hope it's going to be energy. Nope, just another Golduck, which is a little bit scary, so I'm thinking about just playing my end since I already wasted one of my rescue stretchers. I really don't want to take the risk here. And so far, I really have pretty damn bad luck here, to be honest. I can't find anything that I can use and that can actually help me. So I'm just thinking about retreating back to one of my Psyducks. Yep, sounds like a crazy idea, but I'm definitely gonna do that. Next turn is gonna be probably a huge turn for me because I do have that Ace Trainer available in my hand, so I really want to keep my Staryu, you know, just in case, because with the Starmie we can discard card from our hand and we can basically grab 2 basic energy cards from discard pile back to our hand. But so far I'm in a pretty bad position because I can't attack. Where on the other side, my opponent can simply go for the one-hit knockout from turn to turn. And that's definitely a huge disadvantage. But in the late game, I can definitely have huge advantage over my opponent, especially if I can add him down to very small amount of the resources. And it looks like there's going to be another Zoroark in play, so this is definitely very scary. Even if I can find Field Blower right now, I guess it's not going to be that effective as it was supposed to be on my turn 1, and that's the Mind Jack for the knockout. I hope this time I will actually have more luck with my Golduck. Well, there is a Starmie, however, it's time to go with the Ace Trainer and put my opponent down to 3 cards. And still this looks pretty bad. Still this looks very, very bad and also very sad. I'm thinking about also removing that Skyfield from play. Alright, what else we can do here in this situation? We can play 1 copy of Level Ball, and we can grab another Psyduck and put it down to the bench. I need so many different energy cards, and probably I'm not going to be able to find them. Yeah, another Dive Ball. 1 more Psyduck. Space Beacon for that Professor Sycamore. So I can still attach my Float Stone, and I have opportunity to play 1 more Field Blower, which I'm definitely gonna do. So I can Abyssal Hand for 5. I don't know why the Float Stone was not attached. Probably I didn't click enough on the Float Stone. So there's just another Staryu. And I have only opportunity here in this case to strike for the 50 with my stretch. Actually for the 20, because he is not even a GX or EX. So attacking only for 20 will be all I can do. There is Professor Sycamore for my opponent with the Trainer's Mail. Alright. I'm gonna say definitely it's still not the it's not over still. It's still not the end of the world here. Let's see. He took a puzzle of time, as expected. Time for my Psyduck. So yeah, right now I'm gonna use my Space Beacon, discard my Professor Sycamore, get myself that water energy so I can attach it. Drop some other resources with my Abyssal Hand, and again, over and over again, I simply can't find enough resources. I definitely need 2 energy cards. How many V-Seekers did I even play? tell you one thing, I'm gonna go with my Sycamore for 7. I know it's a little bit risky here, but I really need to get my energies finally in play. And finally that's gonna happen. So I'm also gonna play my Rescue Stretcher so I can shuffle back some of the Pokemons from a discard pile back to my deck. And finally that Double Jet can one-hit knock on my opponent Zoroark for like 120. And I'm taking only first prize card here. And the question is, will my opponent be able to find a double Course Energy and to respond with his Passimian? So far he can attack with a team play for only like 10 plus 30, which is like 70 in a total. But with 2 pieces of puzzles he can get himself Zoroark in play and double Course Energy and respond back with the Mind Jack, which means I'm still gonna need 3 energies. But since I have enough energies right now in my discard pile, probably that's not gonna be a big deal. As expected, he played 2 pieces of puzzles, and I definitely need to count them, so 2 in a total. Alright. I mean, the game is still not over yet. The game is still not over. I didn't even lose the game yet. So there's a DC, there's a double Course Energy. Oh, even Versed. That was a very scary card here. That's the teammates. That's the teammates, which will allows him to take any 2 cards from his deck back to his hand, so he can easily grab Passimian and another double Course Energy, so he can go for the one-hit knock on next turn. So what I need here is definitely 1 copy of N, or maybe a VS Seeker. Okay. Okay, it's a scary position right now. Oh, that was a pretty nice top deck. Right now I can get myself another Psyduck, put it down to my bench, then I can simply level ball, grab myself maybe even another Starmie in this situation, basically put it onto bench, so right now I can actually grab 4 energies, which I'm definitely gonna do. So there we go, 2 more energies. Of course, I'm first gonna attach one of my energy cards, then I'm gonna Beazle Hand, and after that I'm gonna snipe my opponent for like 120. This is gonna be another dive ball, and it's gonna be for another Psyduck. I know that in this case I'm just increasing the damage that my opponent can do, but it really doesn't matter too much. Time for another Space Beacon, time to discard a Pokemon Ranger, and basically time to strike for the knockout. And after that I'm gonna end my opponent, or I should maybe end him immediately right now. But what's gonna happen if I'm not gonna get energy cards back? So I'm not gonna take the risk here. I will just double jet. I completely forget that I also need to end him. But anyways, 120. I know that he can respond back with a knockout right now, so he's gonna go down to 1 prize. But after that I can just simply end him down to 1. And it's gonna be just question, will he be able to get that double Course Energy so he can go for the knockout. Team play, of course, for the knockout, 150. My opponent going down to 1 prize. However, I do have my Psyduck available. I also have my Golduck, even better. There's a die ball, which means I can grab myself another Golduck in play. And of course, what I need to do here is simply play my V-Seeker and get myself N. So I can end my opponent down to 1 card, which is definitely a nightmare for any player. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use my Space Beacon. Alright, there we go, for 2 energies. And that's gonna be the double jet for only 1 energy card, because 60 will be enough for the knockout. In case of the end, you know, or in case of the Hex Maniac, I decided maybe better not to waste both energies. And right now, it's all about the top deck. It's all about the top deck for my opponent. If he can't get the knockout this turn, then I have a pretty decent chance to win. There's a Rescue Stretcher, which will allows him to pretty much put some Pokemon back to his hands, so he decided to go with the Mew. Of course, he can retreat back to Mew. Oh, there's a Nazball! If there's gonna be a Nazball for another Mew, so there's no sign of the Oranguru. Whew! Okay, he can buy himself like 2 turns, maybe. If I have another VS Seeker, which I probably don't have, but I can definitely check. Nope, there is no sign of another VS Seeker for me. Which means I'm gonna go with my Double Jet for like a 60. And will be enough for the knockout. So another, oh, there we go. Right now I have VS Seeker, but still my opponent have Mew on the bench, so it's pretty much the same. Top deck card for my opponent will be Retreat and Pass. Interesting. Retreat and Pass means that I need to use my Space Beacon. I'm gonna discard my, let it be Octillery. 2 Water Energies for me. I'm not sure if it's smart to waste my last VS Seeker maybe here for something like a Hex Maniac. I guess it's not. But definitely I don't need to do that. So I'm just gonna go with my Dieball. Of course, I'm not gonna grab my Remoraid back to my hand. And this is just gonna be a Double Jet for like 120. And we are both equal right now, which means that if my opponent don't top deck the card that allows him basically to draw something or double Course Energy, I managed to win this game from nowhere. So it's a 50-50 chance right now, and basically there we go with the N down to 1, but Octillery will definitely saves the day for me. But the question is, can he manage to get that double Course Energy or not? I mean, nope, no sign of it, no sign of it. That's the GG. Unfortunately for my opponent, I can even Abyssal Hand, which is even worse. I think I have enough energies available, so yeah, I can just use my Double Jet and go for the one-hit knockout against his Passimian. So that's basically more than enough for the victory, and that's the GG. So that's the beauty of the Roach decks. You can basically from nowhere surprise your opponent. That end was definitely game-breaking card. Once I managed to get him down to 1 card, I managed to pull like a 5 prize cards, and that was pretty much it. But anyways, guys, there is a very cool deck that you can use in the standard format. And can you imagine that I didn't put the Starmie in a reverse foil shape? So yeah, interesting. Intruder in my deck. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already didn't, to help me a little bit grow my channel, to support my work. I will definitely appreciate that a lot. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comments below. If you have any questions, as always, make sure to ask me. You can also contact me on the Facebook or Twitter. Everything you need to know can be found in my video description. Definitely stay tuned for more upcoming videos. We'll see you in the next time. So yeah, till then, have a nice day as usual, and goodbye.